It would mean that we would have access to quality early childhood education for our son and eventually for our daughter.
Local voters could make history at the ballot box in November on the 8th by expanding preschool. Good evening, everybody. Supporters say it's a major step toward long-term poverty reduction in Cincinnati. Opponents say it's too much cost for the taxpayers to bear.
Issue 44 on the Cincinnati ballot includes one of the most ambitious preschool expansion programs in the entire country, as well as money to add programs and prevent layoffs in the city school district. Local 12's Jeff Hirsch takes a closer look.
Preschool is not free school unless you are very low income and qualify for government assistance. But for most low and many middle income people, preschool can cost hundreds of dollars a month, putting it out of reach. If issue 44 passes, it's a property tax hike. Access to preschool would expand significantly under the Preschool Promise.
For us as a city, it would mean that we are raising the standards for all children.
Elizabeth Hopkinds and her husband Andrew have two young children, Ezekiel and Zyla. Mom works part-time, dad is in graduate school. Preschool could cost $6,000 a year per child, money the Hopkins don't have. But if issue 44 is approved, middle and lower income families could get tuition assistance to cover most of the cost.
All children are equally as valuable. All children deserve a good start. All children deserve a strong future.
Preschool Promise has been scaled down. Originally, the goal was universal preschool, all 3- and 4-year-olds. Now it's a sliding scale based on family income. Projected average subsidy, $4,000 to $5,000 per child. The goal is to enroll 4,000 youngsters over the next 5 years. The money could be used at private preschools as well as public.
If we have children who are ready, kindergarten ready, going into school, they're going to be not only kindergarten ready at that time, they're going to be ready for school all the way through.
While Preschool Promise has gotten most of the attention, about 2/3 of the $48 million raised per year would go to Cincinnati Public Schools. It's been 8 years since CPS has gotten a levy increase. Enrollment has gone up, that's good, but it also means higher costs. CPS dollars would go for staff, supplies, guidance counselors, neighborhood school curriculum improvements, and technology, like 17,000 computers for state-mandated online tests.
If the levy fails, all of our schools and all of our departments centrally will face cutbacks, most definitely, because you can't continue to have an increased enrollment and having to hire staff at the same time you're working with less money. So something has to give somewhere. So every department and every school will be touched.
Originally, the idea was to have two separate levies, one to expand preschool and one for Cincinnati Public, but those levies were combined because the fear was among the backers that if you had two separate levies with a higher total cost, they'd both lose. The anti-tax group Coast hopes the combined levy does lose. The group, which traditionally opposes levies, says the tax increase cannot be justified, neither academically nor financially.
I think that we are seeing another entitlement rolling down the pike that these folks want the taxpayers to pay for. Again, we're against a failing school district coming at the taxpayers wanting more money. They are going to get $33 million a year, and oh, by the way, Preschool Promise gets $15 million. Why didn't they do a demonstration project? Why didn't Preschool Promise go their own way and set up something maybe in Westwood or Millvale and say, hey, look, we've got this program, it works? That's a whole other issue.
Now, there are more than 60 groups endorsing the levy, including sometime rivals like the Chamber of Commerce and the AFL-CIO. The $7.93 million property tax hike would cost another $277 a year per $100,000 of home value. Now, just a reminder, this is a ballot issue within the Cincinnati Public School District only.
Right.
It's got a lot of ink, but if you live outside of the Cincinnati Public School District border and you want to vote on preschool expansion one way or the other, you can't. That's not on your ballot.
You can have an opinion, but not a vote. Is there any polling right now that is showing where the levy stands?
You know, if it is, it's internal and they're not releasing it.
Gotcha.
Right.
All right, Jeff, thank you.
We're getting a new look today at the fire